go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Oh, hi. Just trying to freshen up my face a little bit. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. And this review that I'm doing is a very important review. Very important because you guys know how much I talk about Uranus and Taurus, and how it's really important for Taurus people to get to know Uranus and Taurus more than any other sign. Leos are being affected by Uranus and Taurus because we're a fixed sign. Scorpios are being affected by Uranus and Taurus because they're a fixed sign. Aquarius are being affected by Uranus and Taurus because they're a fixed sign. No one is getting affected more like Taurus is. And you guys know one of my biggest complaints is Taurus is not recognizing who they are. What's my biggest complaint, y'all? What's my biggest complaint with Taurus is not recognizing who you are. Just because you've done this a particular way all your life does not mean you can't change. Tauruses are the, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But the biggest problem that Tauruses have is money. And however way they get their money right now today, if it ain't broke, leave them alone. But Uranus doesn't like that. Uranus says, no, Taurus, you've gotten your money selfishly. Now, I can't say that is true for Candace and her career, but what I've been watching lately on Real Housewives of Atlanta is that Kandi doesn't care how much she gets her money. She'll even compromise spending time with her children. If it means she has to fly somewhere with Real Housewives of Atlanta, fly somewhere for her other 1,000 businesses, she don't care. The boy knows Todd better than the boy knows her. That is disgusting to me. The boy is telling her, what are you doing? I never see you. So if the boy is saying that, why aren't you doing better than just thinking about money when you have done so much to establish money? So now what's happening, Candace? Now you're getting compromised. I don't know what went wrong with this Courtney interview because I don't watch your channel until way past. So I might watch what you do on Sundays a week from now. If I'm bored, if I have nothing else to watch on YouTube, I'll be like, oh, fine, I'll sit through this. I don't think your YouTube channel is that fascinating. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. And I support anyone, but I don't find it fascinating. I know your channel picked up momentum this year because you do have a better format, meaning you do your own review of Real Housewives of Atlanta on Sundays after the show ends. Supposedly. I didn't know that maybe some of the shows were taped. And it turns out this one with Courtney was taped. And you had a tape show that you had to review and edit and didn't understand how bad the review was. Now, I'm finding this not okay. So I need to see what's around Kandi, because somewhere along the line, Kandi ruined things. Hi. Very well. How are you? Yeah, yeah, go in. Yeah. And there's another one over there. Uh-huh. Somewhere along the line, Candy's selfishness is getting her compromised. I mean, it's one thing to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's another thing to be a YouTuber. It takes a whole nother skill to be a YouTuber. And not everybody can transition from one to the other easily. And you were doing so good until Courtney's interview. Okay. Now, I don't see anybody here, so let me just check something. My channel. And telling me who's watching. So let us continue. What is around Kandi? The first thing I'm getting after this interview is Kandi sick as a dog. Now, seriously, I think she might be actually physically sick. I think she's having, first of all, I think she's sick as a dog from the interview. I feel like she's on. I didn't even take it. You gave it to me, but my fault. Number 10. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Um, I feel like today she is physically sick, emotionally sick, and concerned. There's a lot of swords around her. This is the way the card is represented. None of it is touching her, but it is surrounding her. Now, the swords could be the Real Housewives of Atlanta women who is going to play off this. The sword could also be Drew, Marlo, um, She by Nothing, and I'm gonna say Sonya, but I also think with Sonya's new pregnancy, I feel like she's not gonna play the same games as everyone else. So I'm gonna pull Sonya out of this. So there's a fourth person that is gonna be on Candy's ass right now. Okay, Kandi, this particular interview is now affecting your monies. And for some reason, protecting the money for your home, which I don't understand why. I'm not even going to get into it. I'm just going to tell you that this particular interview could wipe you out. I think Marlo has been working so hard for people to see you as she sees you, and Marlo's the worst person. One, I think it's working. Two, you have to congratulate Bravo for constantly allowing Marlo to spat the most disgusting words about you, which I think was Bravo's secret this year in particular, because they had no way were they gonna revive the old lady gang. Now, I also see that you have the strength to hold on to this, right? I do see that. I do see you have the stamina to continue on, but you only have the stamina to continue on because the only thing that you love is money. So as long as you can continue on, not compromising your money, that's all you really care about, right? By the way, if you want a reading with me, 213-458-7408. I'm going to take this banner down, and I'm going to leave the banner, the moving banner, available to you so that you can continuously see where to email me, and I answer my emails right away, or where to text me, and I answer my text messages right away. But I feel like at this point, whatever this interview did, it's going to chase you. It's going to chase you. I also want to feel like there's an addiction issue coming up with you, Kandi. And I know that's going to seem impossible because you look like nothing could compromise your spirit, but it's showing, I don't know, it's showing an addiction issue. I think you're going to admit that something became an addiction. I don't think it's going to be drugs, nor do I think it's going to be alcohol. It's going to be something else. Something unusual is going to wind up being something like an addiction, but it is something that you're going to have to work on to eradicate. All right. I get the Three of Pentacles. You have three major projects that you're working on, and all three will begin to be compromised. I would be really surprised. And Todd, you're going to morph into this. You made this movie way too late. I get the Seven of Wands, which means you are defensive. And I wonder if her addiction is money. I'm wondering if her addiction is money. I'm wondering if she can never stop because she never thinks she has enough. Her addiction might be money, guys, which is the hardest addiction to heal, because at least we know what to do with drugs. We know what to do with alcohol. But money is something that we all need. I think she has an insatiable appetite for money and has been very successful because of her Taurus. But if her addiction is money, Uranus is coming to teach her a lesson. She's very defensive, right down to the bone, right to the point where it is making her sick to her stomach right now today. I get the Princess of Cups. She's going to try and turn this around to pretend like she's a caring person. But nobody's going to buy the phoniness about how much she cares about Drew. In actuality, it's coming through that you are jealous of Drew. That's what it's coming down to. And maybe that's a form of the devil. Like it feels like I know this is gonna sound crazy, but it definitely feels like when your husband suggested that he wanted Drew to play this role, if you had suggested it, you would have never been this way. But he suggested it's his project. He suggested it. And because he suggested it, it means he gets to look at her from a different lens, literally, since he's the director. I think there was a point right after she accepted the role or was at the table read, something about the script helped Kandi to realize that Drew was a threat. I think which is why you went on this whole rampage about her kissing a girl. I think she became a real threat to you, but I don't think you understood how much of a threat she is to you. And it's just getting uglier and uglier. That too could be the devil. That too could be the devil. Because I wish I could say it was about the movie and Candace attacked Drew because this movie is about, being with the woman. It's not that simple. It Even if it started out subliminally that way, it's turning into jealousy. And that could be why I'm getting this card. That there's a forever tie-in between her husband and Drew. Is that crazy to you guys? I don't know. Yep, yep. It is this. Oh, don't, please, please, please. I gotta get through this reading. Please, wind spirit, don't do it. It is because Drew is the star of this movie. I promise you. And the emperor is her boss. And the emperor is Todd. Wow. Guys, this attack on Drew comes down to jealousy. True and true. Kandi can't see any other color but the color green right now. And she hates that this movie ties the three of them together forever. She wishes, in hindsight, she wishes she had chosen an unknown talent. Drew, you have a hidden enemy in Candace. And Candy's dangerous. Candy's low down, she's dirty dog, and she's dangerous. And this green monster, she can't get it out of her. So when all y'all come back next year, Drew, you don't have a friend at all. Wow, this makes me so sad. It makes me sad for Drew because I know she doesn't deserve this. Somehow or another, Drew, you disrupted Candy's family. You didn't do it on purpose. And now you've disrupted her finances. Drew, you did not do this on purpose. I don't think Candy knew she had this in her. Hello, I heard you were pregnant. I'm doing fine. How are you? So it turns out that the one that you least suspect is going to take Candace down. You thought it was going to be Marlo, right? Drew is innocent in this. Candace, you did this on your own, and I am shocked at what I am seeing. I don't see any comments here. Let me see if I see any comments because it's Mercury retrograde. God knows. It's Mercury retrograde. God knows what's happening with StreamYard, but they are not doing well during Mercury retrograde. But let me just check something. Oh, everybody is making comments. I am not seeing any of this, guys. Hi. Okay, I am not seeing any of your comments. None. I'm so disappointed because I really wanted to have an interaction about what you all see, but it's okay. It's Mercury retrograde. Things happen. I can look at the comments when I get home, but I don't have another device with me, or else could look at the comments on my phone. But it looks to me like you guys are in agreement as to what I noticed here. Very, very disappointing. Very. It's what I heard somebody say. So I saw everyone that was there. I so apologize. I would hope that this would be an exchange. Um, I'm just shocked that as much as Marlo could have tried, she couldn't ruin Kandi. This storyline that Kandi has tied herself into. Remember, Drew didn't ask her to tie herself into this. She tied herself into. And lo and behold, we are down to who is going to ruin Candace. It's Drew. This storyline and this hatred that she has for her. This is pure D hatred that she has. It's going to ruin Kandi. And I saw where somebody else said that Drew got top billing sitting next to Kandi. And in all the years that I keep calling her Candace, that Kandi has been on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she has never had top billing. Ever. So I have to tell you, more jealousy. More jealousy. Wow. This is giving her a headache. She's so upset. Complete and utter failure by you know what it is? It feels like she purposely bullied Drew for money and for a storyline. And I have to tell you something. You know, I don't know where the old lady gang, because it's not called the old lady gang anymore, because I think Bravo owns that title. So I don't know if that show is gonna wind up back on Bravo because she keeps calling it Kandi in the Gang, which tells me It's not going to wind up back on Bravo. But I have to tell you, if it winds up on another channel, no one's going to watch it. No one's going to watch it. I don't know if she wants to wind up on Lifetime or E News or Lifetime. I don't know where or someplace else. It's not. It's not going to make it. It's not going to be successful. Why can't Kandi took this turn on Drew? It's almost like a mama bear eating a young. Kandi was too old to attack Drew, and I don't mean it that way. This isn't ageism. It's she should have known better. But when you're jealous of someone and you don't even know that you're jealous, you're a barracuda. You are a barracuda, and that's what I see. So all her money is going to get compromised. And I have to tell you, it's going to get compromised quickly. And then it's going to come down to turning this all around so that she can maintain her victory and her status. But whatever she did was a gamble. Look at the dice. It was a gamble. She had the bird in her hand and she gambled with it. And nope. There's a male coming along to spew some words about Kandi. And then there's a woman coming along. I don't know if this is Drew, but I definitely think Drew is going to begin to stand up for herself and really lay it on Kandi. I don't know what the reunion is going to look like. I'm going to have to do a reading on the reunion. But I definitely think Drew has a lot going on with her husband and trying to prove to the world, like, I'm not the cheater. My husband cheated. And I have to tell you, if I have a husband that cheats, I'm cheating. True and true. You're not getting away with this, right? So whatever she did as a byproduct of her husband, I'm not blaming you. True. Once she gets over, because I think it's going to show up at the reunion, once she gets over this reunion, which the focus is going to be much more on her husband, and she really sees how Kandi threw her under the bus, she's coming with swords. She's coming with swords. Poor Candace. Kandi. Is her name Candace? You just give Drew time. Also, I don't know if Drew is going to get top billing for the next season, but her money goes up. Her money goes up. So she's apt to be much more on an equal status as Kandi money wise. And it also means coming down the pike, she's going to be above Marlo, above She by Nothing, still. She by Sheen. At least she has Sheen, so I'm going to give her that. Sonya is, automatically where she's at, but that's not a bad thing. It's just the hierarchy. She came in, last. So she kind of stays last because the storyline is still not salacious enough. Although we absolutely do love Sonya, and she's getting much better at like not following people. And you're going to see next season, she's not going to be following the word of the people, right? Losing her baby and having a gift of another baby come back. I think they call it a rainbow baby. I think you're going to see that that's going to be her biggest focus is her baby. You give Drew time, and next season, she's coming for Candace. She's coming for Kandi next season. She is unhappy with Kandi. And I hope this movie throws Drew into the spotlight. I have concerns that not enough money is going to be made from this. I have concerns. Candace, your image is ruined. You're going to have to hide out for a bit. I just don't think people want anything from you. And for the first time ever, I see where your marriage gets compromised. Now, you did mention something in this past season, but in the cards, I see where your marriage or your home gets compromised. I don't know if you're going to wind up selling your home or there's going to be some issues inside the home. I know it's a good feeling when the gates are open. Yes. And Kandi, I have to tell you, tell Mama Joyce, zip it. Nobody wants to hear from Mama Joyce right now because she's kind of showing up here somewhere. Tell Mama Joyce, nope. And for the first time, Kandi, I see you like, I see you identical to Mama Joyce. Identical. And you see, you had to quiet her down by taking her off the show. Just saying. All right. I have the wrong book here. So I did this morning and it seemed to work out. So let's do it one more time. We're going to pick a number between 30 and 103. Between 30 and 103. And any one number that's doubled is the one I will read. Between 30 and 103.